With rising fuel costs and concern for our natural resources, more and more people are interested in eco-friendly, cost-saving alternatives. Prairie Woods Environmental Learning Center near Willmar is a living laboratory and community resource available to the public. Executive Director Dave Pederson explains how Prairie Woods recently achieved a long-time goal of using 100% sustainable, renewable energy.
The goal at Prairie Woods is to have 100% renewable energy facility. So we operate with wind, solar, solar hot water, solar thermal, photovoltaics. We heat with biomass, and we try. A big part of the equation is just our behavior. You know, trying to reduce our consumption to a minimum. You can look around here and see the prairie grasses and such, so we don't have to mow as much. So what we're seeing is a 20 kilowatt Jacobs wind turbine, and that has generated for us about 20,000 kilowatt hours a year. Some will be, some installations in this area will generate more than that, some a little bit less, but we've been right about 20,000 kilowatts. And our best production is going to be fall, fall through winter. Well, behind me is a bin which holds fuel that feeds the biomass boiler. And this is, let's see if we can open this guy up all the way. This is a unit that we installed last year. It's actually Swedish and Italian technology, which is now being, they're getting set up to manufacture in Minnesota. This heats water that circulates under the ground into the education building, as well as up the hill into the Westby Observatory. So it's an interesting piece of equipment. You just try to heat the spaces that people are in. So this time of year, if we need heat in the offices, the people in the offices can just press the remote and the heat comes on just in their space. Otherwise, we use the pellet stoves for space heaters in the areas where our students are going to be or where we might be having meetings that day. Glycol circulates in and out of that panel into a heat exchanger on the main floor. So this is the reservoir, the hot water tank for the Solar Skies hot water panel, the heating panel that we have up on the roof. And it has a drain back module, so there's glycol that's in the system, so there's no water in the panel that's up on the roof. So at night, it senses the temperature drop and it drains the fluid back into the reservoir down below. So if it's 20 below at night, there's no fluid in that panel. What you see with those black boxes, that configuration is a solar hot air heating system. You can look at the thermometers on the wall.
Oh my gosh!
And see that it's 80 degrees down on the floor. It's about, it's 85, close to 90 at that thermometer, and it's over 100 degrees on the ceiling. And you can see those tapes going. That just indicates that the fan is activated. When the system is running fully, we have a fan up at the top, so we're sending air down to the floor and mixing it. So if that were on, we'd have a more stable temperature. The little solar panel on the trailer was one of the first things that we did. This is a 3 kilowatt solar tracker, and we just installed this in August. This guy is like a sunflower. It will follow the sun. So it starts out in the morning facing that way, and there's an electric eye on the top in the center, and that will track the sun. So if you stand by it, you'll actually hear it and you'll see it move maybe every couple minutes or whatever. It's pretty sophisticated technology. So this is a hexagon-shaped room. It sits on piers. So as you can see, we're right up in the trees. You can look out and observe birds right up in the canopy and such. It's heated by a corn stove, and also it has in-floor heat that's heated by our biomass boiler. And also you can see we just have really excellent cross ventilation here. So when we open up, in warm weather, when we open these doors in the windows, it's like sitting on a big screen porch, and that enhances the ventilation of the whole building. So there's kind of an effect where the air is moving through here, so it's drawing air throughout the whole building. We also extended the overhang on the south side of the building when we did these renovations, and that makes a significant difference in how warm the building gets in the summertime. So by doing this renovation, we've really noticed some nice improvements in the comfort of the entire building. But a huge part of the equation of trying to achieve 100% renewable energy is just human behavior and turning off lights, not running systems like the HVAC systems and such when we don't need to run them. Just people being vigilant about turning their computers off, having computers on power strips. Over time, we're putting together these examples of readily available, locally available renewable energy. Sun, wind, biomass, everything that happens here has pretty much been acquired from a 50-mile radius of Prairie Woods. So the idea is people can come to Prairie Woods. We don't sell any of this stuff, sure. We make it available, we test drive it, but most of the technology that we have, if not all of it, is proven technology. Solar panels have been around for decades, wind power has been around for decades. The solar thermal installations that we have and the hot water heating, meaning the hot water heating and the air heating technology is not new stuff, it's not rocket science, and it's something that people can do. We have a couple of pellet stoves, corn stoves in the education building and also in our farmhouse. So in every case, we're just really looking for how can we be efficient in what we're doing, reduce our carbon footprint, and also just demonstrate the technology. People can come and say, well, I can do that at home, or I could build that, and they're absolutely right, and we want to help them do that.
If you're interested in renewable energy applications for your home or business, I encourage you to visit Prairie Woods Environmental Learning Center, just outside Spicer, Minnesota.